Mr. Shiv Nadar, congratulations, and you're doing a wonderful, wonderful job, and you're a role model for many of us. You and I have something in common. I graduated from PG College of Technology probably 3, 4 years after you graduated. I set up a foundation called CURE, Best Cure Foundation. The goal is that education and healthcare. Everyone deserves the best healthcare. Education is the most effective way to eliminate poverty and promote global understanding and peace. And India need to focus a lot more efforts on educating our children because that's what got you and I to be successful as we are. And that's what is the strength of India because it's the people. And I hope that you not only will do yourself, but have our country, rich people, provide more support, and we need to reduce the cost of education. One of my goals is to reduce the cost of education and healthcare globally by 30% or more. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm right out front. Hi. Can you tell us a little bit about the partnership between HCL and the government and how you were able to have such a major impact?
Sure. One of my friends, and he's also a colleague in the board of HCL Technologies, his name is TSR Subramaniam. In the Indian Administrative Service, there is hierarchy, and finally you get to the top job. The top job is Cabinet Secretary. He retired as a Cabinet Secretary, and he serves the board of HCL Technologies. And he also served as Chief Secretary of the state of Uttar Pradesh. So he knows how the system works. And we were having a cup of coffee, and when we were talking about doing something back in villages, I talked about this because I'm quite familiar with villages. I came from a village myself. Accepting the ground of income of parents, I qualify for each of those conditions. I went to small schools. I also never studied in English. The first time I saw in a city was when I was 22. The college he talked about is not an urban college. It is in a place called Pilamedu. PSG, P stands for Pilamedu. So I suggested to him, why don't we build something here? And once we decided, I said, it's not education. The difference between what generally I could have done and an option of this is leadership. This is leadership, this is meritocracy, this is world-class institution. So that if we give that opportunity, last year we gave opportunity to 200 students. When the 4 schools are fully in bloom, it will give rise to 5,600 students. 5,600 students would have come from 56,000 students because only 1 in 10 gets selected. Okay. 2,000 to 200. So similar to that, there will be a very large number. It will raise the aspiration level of people in these small locations. How do you find them? How do you find them if I take the state of Uttar Pradesh, we have to go and find them in something like 10,000 schools. Out of the 180,000 schools which are there, 10,000 schools we have to reach. Only the government machinery that can do that. So we went to the state and discussed with them. We said one thing we won't take is we don't want any money from you. Because with money comes some strings attached. We will put all the money ourselves. We will build everything. We don't want anything in the management of the school, but in the selection process, we needed the reach. So we signed an agreement with the state government that they would help us in identifying these kids. So that's what our agreement is. I don't know whether anyone of you read this. There was an article on a state called Bihar in New York Times yesterday. Did anyone manage to read this? You can take a look. It's a half-page article. If there was one state worse than Uttar Pradesh, that was Bihar. And in the last 5 years, they have shown a growth of 11% per year compounded. So if the state wants to do, there are a lot of areas they can clean up. Yes?
Hi, Wolfgang Gärtner. I'd be interested to understand how the relationship of these children to their families develops. They're all resident. They're in a very privileged environment compared to the rest of their families. So how often do they go back, and how does that develop over time?
You know, this was, Wolfgang, this was something very frightening for me and my wife and my daughter. My daughter actually plays a very key role in this school. What happens if they run away? We take the responsibility for them. You just uproot them, and then children who don't have 4 sets of dresses, they change 4 times in a day. We just put them, the sheer unfamiliarity of it. And also a girl is achieving the age of maturity when she's 10, 11. You take her away from the mother who all live together in a small place. You know, it is difficult to imagine. And actually one evening, 2 kids did run away. One went back, the parents said that, look, you better go back to the school. This is a break of your life, and brought the child back. The other child was very homesick and did go away. First parents-teacher meet, it's very touching to see. 199 out of the 200 parents showed up. You know, they all had to travel between 80 kilometers to 100 kilometers. It's a substantial cost for them to come and attend that. And they did. They are very proud. Actually, I carried a clip of what the parents have to say and what the neighbors have to say. They are distant, but you know, at the age of 10, 11, you saw them playing. You saw them, they played together, they prayed together, they studied together, and then they lived together. New friendships are formed. It's a beautiful life. When you go there, if you see the kids walking through collecting food, it shows their face, glowing faces. They have many things to do. Relationship with parents, how it will evolve over the next few years, relationship with a younger brother or younger sister, how it will evolve. We are going to be very patient in counseling them and making them very good human beings. It's a lovely age. We are very hopeful that we could do this.